What's up, YouTube? Dan the Disaster Man here, being a disaster tourist with the touchingly human Disaster Report 4. For those unaware, the Disaster Report series started back on the PS2 and was pushing the console's limits, so let's see how this one holds up. Full game spoilers ahead, obviously. Okay, so let's do a quick history lesson. Disaster Report first came out on the PS2, and was yet another title that was revolutionary as a survival adventure game. You play as a regular person trying to survive after a massive earthquake ruins the city, blocking passes, creating fires, collapsing buildings. You know, the typical bad earthquake stuff with an entire button dedicated to bracing against tremors and aftershocks. Survival adventure is apt, as the games generally have you juggle game progression while maintaining your food, water, money, and bathroom levels. Yes, the game makes you go to the bathroom as a game mechanic. You have two goals: survive and escape. You will meet characters that help and or hinder you as you progress. The game focuses on the hardships and strength of humanity in trying times of disaster, with some turning to con artists while others sacrifice everything to help others, and everything in between. The other best way I can describe this series is disaster tourism. As in, you are a tourist taking part in the aftermath of a terrible calamity. So let's see how Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories holds up. So, the game is notable for having a terrible character creator, with very few options. So I make a terrible facsimile of myself, experience the initial quake along with several of the game's meaningless fake choices, and after crawling out of the bus, I can finally name my guy Dan the Platinum Man. Wait, what? Why can't I put the full title in? Dan the Platinum it is then, fuckers. We are in Hisui City, aka Nokio, as the city looks very much like Tokyo, but legally is not Tokyo. During the first few days, aftershocks are very frequent, and buildings will even fall on you and others, just like the best Earth-style jutsus from Naruto. We have 2 endings to get to, and 6 days we have to survive, with day 1 taking forever. We also need to make sure to pick options that give us the most moral or immoral points. These don't do anything, but we will need 1,000 points split between the two for a trophy. In addition to food and drinks, we also can get compasses that are simple aesthetic changes, outfits that we can wear, items to sell, and a bunch of keys. Bags will be very important to seek out, as they will help us carry more stuff. The story, however, is kinda lame, and it is very disjointed, with only a handful of characters that are even important. Also, I'm playing this on my PS4, and the game runs like ass. It's choppy, has multiple frame dips, audio clips, lack of response in controls. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So let's focus on survival and those trophies first. Collecting our first bag nets us a trophy, along with bracing for 3 aftershocks.
Earthquake tears open the ground! Taken down by an intense blow!
Finding a companion which felt like it popped at the wrong time since it's during a scene of pushing a truck to get away from a raging fire, and eating, drinking, and using the bathroom for the first time each, with the name of the bathroom trophy being the best. We rescue a woman from a collapsing building, then make our way to the pier, feeding a cat along the way, along with saving a girl in the subway where we get kidnapped for a little while, eventually escaping from the captors to head towards the pier. As the pier collapses, we and another woman manage to get a boat and find some sinking buildings we can spend the night in, netting a trophy for making it through the first day. We wake up in a flood on day 2 and need to escape the sinking building. Don't even think about the family and children that we found while we were there. I also got the trophy for having walked 10,000 steps, which feels like it popped way too early. To get away from the buildings, we need to invade the privacy of others, dive below 2 apartments to get materials and a trophy, fall off the makeshift bridge the wrong way into the water, and make a rope to progress. Once we get back to a higher area, we can call for help and help a little girl get her teddy bear back. Then we can walk along the train tracks, getting the trophy for day 2, even though the day is far from over. We find an area with 2 rival factions and have to stop an arsonist along with helping the Romeo and Juliet couple get together. And once we catch the culprit and save everyone, we get put in a makeshift jail on a baseless suspicion, but then Romeo and Juliet help us escape. Day 3 comes, and we've basically made a loop, ending up where we started. We get inducted into a cult, and need to induct 5 people for a trophy, and then 20 total to get the most amount of points, so that when we become the cult head, we can take a ton of money from the safe. After freeing a doctor who saw through the scam, we get ousted and ran off, ending the day for another trophy. We make our way to a new area and have to carry an old lady on our back. We find outfit number 15 for a trophy, and make our way first to the hospital, which can't treat the old lady, and then to a school acting as a shelter. But since we're outsiders, they hate us. We meet Danny, a foreign exchange student, and then we become a snake oil salesman, selling miracle water that we can siphon from the school building. So who knows what's even in it. We also need to save Scum a bit here. During the auction, we need to obtain a sailboat first so that we can get the assets trophy. Then, we need to ask to change the name of the game when we give the water to the mayor. After resetting, we can also get the trophy for collecting enough compasses, and can then ask for real estate, pushing our points to over 1,000 combined. But, like all good things coming to an end, we get confronted whilst gathering the water. Danny and I get stoned in the biblical sense, and we escape, ending day 4. Day 5 opens up with us ending up in an area ravaged by a blaze. We find some flowers to progress through the only path, along with getting haunted by a ghost for a trophy. we somehow end up once again back where we started, but rebuilding is now underway, and confirming this gives us a trophy. We get a ticket and can come to the only real defining choice of the game, ending A or ending B. First, I went to the B ending, where we go to City Hall, where we can take a bath for a trophy, and we end up pulling a January 6th insurrection, storming the mayor's office, and we somehow take him hostage by accident before falling off the building. The end. We also get the Day 6 trophy before the shit goes down, for some reason. And to get this Roots trophy, we must watch the credits, where we get the trophy and a much worse ending that clarifies nothing after the credits have rolled. So, winding back the clock, we go to the airport instead, accompanied by two of the women we've helped. Except this ends up getting us kidnapped and prepared to be human trafficked. Yay! So, we bust out, and doing so for some reason nets us a shit ton of immoral points for some reason. But we help everyone escape, and then the SWAT team magically shows up and we can escape the city. This nets us the other trophy and got me the platinum. Now, let's look at the random characters we can meet and get trophies from. There's a businessman who owns a car company, and as we buy stock from strangers, we eventually confront him for a drink. Yeah, not much going on here. There's Miss Higa and her 3 students, 2 of whom bully one mercilessly, so much so that the third one tries to do what Shiho did in Persona 5. But we work with Miss Higa to save her, but the building collapses onto Miss Higa, ending her. There's Yaoyoi, the woman we saved on day 1. We help her where we can, but she ends up getting SA'd by the fuckers who kidnapped us. But through the proper dialogue, we help her escape. We can get a kiss from a fashion designer, save an Italian restaurant by extorting others to pay off another's loans, and if we don't support Yaoyoi, then a jewel thief and murderer will give us a special jewel. There's the con artist who rips us off multiple times and saves us in the mayor ending only to sell us out. Finally, there's Kanai and Tomoya. Tomoya was being chased on day 1 by a creep who looked like he was a member of the Yakuza, while we rescued Kanai in the subway and she got kidnapped with us. We help these two reunite and travel with Kanai on the boat and in the town where we get locked up. After the two reunite and help out an old lady, we don't see them for a while until day 5, where they plan on staying in the city after it's fixed. But they give us tickets to get out. Both Kanai and Yaoyoi get kidnapped with us, and it's revealed the old lady and Tomoya are complicit in human trafficking. Yeah, what a weird and lame cast. Oh yeah, there's also an epilogue, but only part 1 was free, so I could only get halfway through it. Oh well. So, the platinum is a 3 out of 10 due to a shitload of missables and very specific choices in dialogue for the trophies relating to the cast. As for the overall ranking on the patented Dan the Ranking Man scale, the game is only like a 55 out of 100. It runs like ass, has more limited gameplay than I remember, a ton of choices that do nothing and suck, and a lot of hangs in the gameplay, though thankfully it never crashed on me. The music is good, and there was a bit of a good loop of wanting to see what batshit stuff happened next, but the game felt like it needed way more polish, and also seems to try to fix things with the DLC, which is a practice I despise. So, like, comment, subscribe, and hype for more like this, and remember, only losers don't think the chicken compass is the best compass in the game.